So, good evening everyone, and welcome to the UEF1 Champions League, the Formula 1 2020 multiplayer league with 5 unique teams, 4 drivers each. I have to admit I am not familiar yet with with the teams and the specifications, but we will get things sorted out. We have a lot of time to do so, as we are just heading into the qualifying here at the Red Bull Ring. It looks like cloudy but dry weather. You can see Q1, so we have full qualifying. That means we have a lot of time to get things and information sorted out. And for the moment, let's just wait until the first one is onto the track. Let's get in a bit of information that we will need. So here is the first one to leave the pits, and it is a red car. It has been the scientist who is out on the track as the first one. A little tradition of mine to stay with the first one who is out on the track to get a little bit of a feeling of the track. Austria is one of the shortest tracks in the whole race calendar. The only track that is shorter is Monaco, and Sector 3 and Sector 1 of... No, Sector 1 and Sector 2 is actually more or less one big DRS zone, so a lot of full throttle mode here in Austria. It's actually... the track has no technical part, no slow turns, so it is a very high speed course. And let's see who gets the setup done the best for each first hot lap. So it's actually a few names that I am already familiar with. One of them is the scientist, who is in the pole now, as he was the first one to put in a hot lap time 1:04.3. That's already not bad, but I am very sure that there will be some guys that are able to push the limits a bit further than a 1:04.3. And here's the first one, Nick Agnola, yet another one, another name that I'm very familiar with in the red team. Meanwhile, I'm trying to familiarize a little bit with the teams and colors. Let me have a moment of looking into the Discord group, please. So the team red, team 2 for Jazard, CDM scientist and Nick Agnola. We actually do not have a team name, it's just a team color. Maybe this is something to set up for the rest of the season for a later stage, so that we can call them by some name and not just this is red and this is blue. But okay, let's get it started. This is just the first race of a new season, so still a lot of time and possibilities to change things, to improve things. And we see Infamous, who has invalidated his lap time. He was corner cutting or exceeding track limits somewhere, and therefore the minimap is red, meaning he was not allowed to finish the lap time and aborted it very shortly afterwards. Landobot has pushed into P4, just followed by his orange teammate Chappie. Slayer is out as having some internet connection issues, not out as meaning as crashed. Let's have a look who is on a hot lap. Maybe this guy. I really love your name. In another league I have been working with him, I accidentally called him a bunch of weeks by the wrong name, but as this is a new season in a new league, I will not commit this mistake again. Mr. Aces versus Kings. No comparison yet, as there has not been a first hot lap time for him. And he will finish his first hot lap with a 1:04.4, giving him 4th. So most of online leagues work with short quali formats, meaning everyone has 18 minutes and that's it. This is, I got to admit, my first time that I broadcast a full quali, and yeah, makes things definitely a lot relaxed. Everyone has enough of time. Everyone needs to think about when to use which set of tire. The drivers have 4 sets of rubber, and if they reach Q3 they get a 5th, and they can opt if they want to have 5 sets of reds or 4 reds plus 1 yellow. And if you want to run on multiple hot lap tries in one quali segment, you really need to think about when to use which tire. In an 18 minutes qualifying you hardly can reach the fact that you have used every set. We see Jay Sarge, by the way, who has already used his mediums once, so the mediums aren't fresh then anymore in Q2 in case he reaches it. That means it's unlikely for him to try to start on these mediums then afterwards. But that's actually not a big thing to do anyway here in Austria. Very short track, I mentioned it, a lot of laps, but still the most common strategy is a one-stop race going from soft to mediums, and that's actually it. In case there isn't any safety car or maybe rain, there is no need to do a second stop. and there's actually no need to use hards here. And we see a new driver in P2, that's the Angry Orange. He is in his garage already, and yeah, I am a bit disappointed, I have to admit, that the Angry Orange isn't sitting in Team Orange. But okay, that might come then later in Season 2. Let's have a look where some action is going on. There is Dean Cunha, but nope, there he is not, because you can see the red color. He has invalidated his lap time, so he will come back to the pits, and he did not set a time yet, so he has used this set of softs for nothing. Will be interesting to see how he will proceed with this set. If he might try it again later in Q1, hoping that the tires are still fresh enough to get a hot lap in that brings him into Q2, or if he will use this tire in case he reaches Q3 for a first lap, for a not competitive safety lap time, if you can say so, if he reaches Q3. Anyway, let's have a look at someone who is on a hot lap. This is maybe the Slayer. Yes, he is. And he finishes with a 1:04.0, giving him P6. So on a short track, the gaps between the drivers are usually very close. And that's just what we see here, especially in the front rows. First 4 drivers are within 2/10. Very close between P7 and 9, P7 and 10 again, you can say. Reyazudin definitely in some troubles. He's always checking in, checking out, so it seems like he is troubled by internet connection issues. And Slayer, oh, very unique way. Very unique pit lane entry. And who else is going? Dean Cunha on a hot lap, no, on an out lap right again. He just came into the pits, got himself fresh softs, and is out for the next hot lap try. Let's stay with him maybe this time. Let's have a look if, or hopefully not, if he invalidates his lap time just again. I hope not for him, of course. Just behind him is PR Oliver, or Per Oliver, who is on a hot lap 2. He's right behind him. Oh no, and he already invalidated. He is already out for the moment. Per Oliver will really have to hurry now back to the pits and try again. Just 4.5 minutes, bit more left on the clock. It is still possible, still enough time to do it, but he has to hurry. Likewise to Reyazudin and Would You Rather. They still stand in their pits, and J-Sarge, CDM on an outlap here. And Cunha has invalidated again. Oh no, I mentioned it, and this will be, yeah, this is a topic we have to watch here. The track of Austria has multiple possibilities to exceed track limits. We have seen the virtual Grand Prix 2 weekends ago. I don't know if you have watched it, if you follow real virtual Formula 1. We have seen a former Formula 1 driver, Antonio Liuzzi, getting disqualified from the race for picking up too many track exceeding penalties. And if a former pro does that, yeah, our pros might do so too. So, third try for Dean Cunha. First thing to watch is if he has enough of gasoline with him. There was one driver going wide through the lawnmower like Valtteri Bottas did. And Cunha's first and last hot lap try. Ooh, 104, giving him P14, giving him now P15. Ooh, this will be close. Can Cunha stay in? I doubt that he has enough of time to get another hot lap in. And let's have a look what CDM is doing in Team Red. Team Rage, maybe. In the middle sector, no time comparison yet, as he did not have a formally set hot lap, so we will just know how good his time is as soon as the lap is finished. 2 turns left for him. Last right-hander here, do not exceed the track limits too much. Ooh, just stayed in and he is in. Oh, P17. P17, not ahead of Cunha, but still Cunha has dropped to 16th and he is out. He has run again, but invalidated the lap time again, so Dean Cunha, in case he doesn't have 5 laps of fuel with his car, he should be out, and it sounds like he has lifted. Yes, Dean Cunha is out. CDM likewise, and Proleva and Rayad Zudin sit in the pits likewise to Would You Rather. So those 2 guys now are out likewise. Yep. Would You Rather still in his garage. He will start in last position. And Rayad Zudin, the one who had these connection issues, will start next to him in the last starting row. And now let's have a look where still some action is going on. We see Spooner, but it seems like he's not improving his lap time. No, he is not. Still in 16th, fighting for P15 to be allowed to go into Q2. Let's have a moment, let's stay a moment with him and see if he is still on a hot lap. Yeah, maybe a 10th behind his time. What's the Fire Cop doing? The Mushroom has checked out, so he's finished for Q1. Central Flyway here. Oh no, invalid lap time. He needs to hold his fingers crossed that there won't be 2 guys behind him who improve ahead. One of them is maybe Fire Cop in the last sector here. But even if he would overtake Central Flyway, Flyway would still be safe. We've seen Spooner who crashed. Spooner is out. Fire Cop jumps ahead into 4th. And as Spooner is out, CDM is in the pits. Cunha is finished. Central Flyway is safe. I don't know if he knows it already, but he will see it as soon as he returns to the pits. And yeah, this is it for Q1. Everything is said and done. Spooner has crashed out. Cunha is out by with only 1/10 of gap to the leader. I mentioned it. Short tracks are always very close in gaps. 8.5 tenths. In Belgium he would be in, I don't know, third starting row with 8.5 tenths of gap. But in Austria he is out, and Proleva is finished on P18. Rayad no time. Would You Rather, no time. And this is it for Q1. Again, the result for Q1. Important thing is that the gaps are very close. First 7 inside of 2/10, and again those 5 who are finished. Spooner, Dean Cunha, Proliver, even a +5 for him. Rayazudin and Would You Rather can have a late night snack and watch their racing mates either in the session or here on the live stream. So the session timer is already ticking, 15 minutes to kick out the next 5. And with the top 10 then we will walk into key 3. I like the fact that qualifying is rather relaxed compared to a 18 minutes short qualifying. You have some time to talk about things, to get in information and all that. So it's a nice thing to have, nice thing to work with. And we see the first 3 guys going out, and all of them, no, 2 of those 3 of 4 now are trying their first hot lap on mediums. One of them maybe is the Fire Cop, who we already rode with shortly in Q1. Team Green. Only 2 greeners left, so the Greens are probably the team that are most short-handed after Q1. 2 of 5 that were eliminated were green. So only 2 greens left. And both of the greenies try their first start lap on mediums. So let's have a look what Firecop is doing. He's the first one to start his hot lap here in Q2. The yellow flags in the qualifying we can rather ignore. Usually that's just some driver going out of the way, freeing the racing line. Firecop might be a bit impeded, might get a little bit of traffic there. No, Would You Rather Aces versus Kings. Very fair. He went off the racing line. Last 2 right-handers here for Firecop. First hot laps coming in, and Firecop is in 3rd behind Bellox on mediums and Scientist on softs. So the Scientist didn't even try to run on softs. The Scientist just expected he doesn't stand a chance anyway if he wants to go into key 3. And I mentioned it, it's not a big thing of strategy anyway here in Austria. It's usually just a soft to medium race and that's it. Oh, Angry Orange. New poles at 103.7. On softs, of course, too. Aces versus Kings is on mediums here too. Lando Bot, have a look. 5,000. Only behind Angry Orange. 5,000. That's half a glimpse. Half the time a glimpse takes. Incredible. So Aces versus Kings has checked into P7 after his second lap already on mediums. So obviously the first try got deleted. Who is on a hot lap? Not hot, but out lap for Infamous is already red, but that's on an out lap, it's not a problem. Oh, and he aborts it. Infamous has aborted his out lap. Interesting. Interesting. Slayer is on an out lap here. Still in the intermediate sector. He's trying his first shot on mediums. I think that a lot of guys will just try to get a safety time in, just get a time set on mediums, and then will opt for softs afterwards. So here we are with Slay, and no comparison yet, of course, as there is no hot lap he posted before, but a 0.16.1 is not a bad one, but you have to admit the first sector is actually just one turn, and yeah, before and afterwards along the DRS zone. So the first sector you can actually not win anything, you can just lose the lap on this first sector. Yeah, this turn 5 he maybe needed to take a little bit closer to the inside. This one was very well done. Turn 8 and 9 and then it's already it. Don't invalidate your lap time on the last turn. He did it very well, very tidily there, giving him P7. He's approximately there where everyone is who tries on on mediums. So around about a second behind the leader. So not bad for Slayer, but definitely not where he wants to be. Infamous, another chance. Outlap again on his mediums. The minimap is already red. He invalidated the lap time, but on the outlap it's not a problem. Serious Mushroom, by the way, is active in our live chat. That's a good thing about the full quali 2. You can have some time to chat with your friends and mates. So let's see what Infamous will get done on his hot lap on mediums. Another try on mediums. He's still ruled on an outlap. I don't know if there is a bug by the game or if he invalidated the lap time again. I cannot tell you what's going on here right now, sadly. He in his Team Blue, in his Michael Schumacher Legacy helmet. There is no lap time depicted to us. Let's just stay with him for another few seconds and then we will see if he is ruled in any position or if he is still timeless. Infamous is P8. There was a lap time. There was a lap time, just sadly not shown to us. But okay, P8. He is just there where everyone on mediums is. Oh, and have a look how close it is again. Infamous 1/1000th of a second ahead of Ballox. Wow, how close can things be? 5/1000th of a tenth the gap on the pole to P2. And oh, Ballox is out. Ballox is out. Is there someone it looks like he crashed in the pit entry. Can that be? Ah, now the car is vanished. Sadly, we couldn't see it anymore. Nevertheless, we are here on board with CDM, and right in front of him is Nick Agnola, the two red team drivers that are still timeless. Those two guys need some hot lap. Still 5.5 minutes left, so it's not the biggest pressure on them at the moment, but they should get going. Nick Agnola was sliding on the exit of turn 3. So visibly it seems like CDM is a little bit faster than Nick Agnola, and well, either way, either he will get a little bit of slipstream from Nick, or Nick will hold him up. But right now it seems Nick is a bit farther away now, so... And Nick has lost his car into the pit entry! Into the pit entry, yellow in sector 3, that's because of Nick Agnola. CDM jumps into P6. Haha, and Nick, yeah well, if you have to spin on the track, if we have to spin somewhere, the best position is to spin right next to the pit entry. So, shortest way back home, getting himself fresh softs and try again, and then he needs to get it done rather soon. 4 minutes left, just enough time for one more hot lap shot. Agnola and Central Flyway still without a hot lap. They are both standing in the pits, in their garages now. The game says as our king is on a hot lap, let's stay with him maybe for a moment. He has opted to try it again on mediums, so he definitely wants to start the race on his mediums. Now he's 3/10 already behind, so he should abort this lap and hurry back to the pits and then go on fresh softs again to maybe try another hot lap. Prodiver checked into the live chat. Thanks, hello and good evening to you, and good luck to you too. You are already out, I think, so you have all of time to watch what the other guys are doing. And Aces vs Kings, yes, he is into the pits. He will hurry. He does hurry. Have a look. And we'll try another hot lap very soon. He needs to hurry. He really needs to hurry. His pit crew needs to work fast. While we see some guys going out for their final shots, if they want to stay in, if they want to go on into key 3. We see Angry Orange and Landobot on a hot lap, or an out lap. That's interesting, didn't expect that. J Sarge likewise, I expected those might be safe. Then we see Slayer already on a hot lap. Let's have a look at him. What is the Slayer doing here? Right behind him another red one. That might be Nick Agnola or J Sarge. First let's have a look at Slayer. Little bit of improvement, 1.8 after sector 1, and he needs it. He definitely needs it. In P8 he is troubled of getting kicked out. But the funny thing is, as it seems like it's only Nick Agnola and Central Flyway who are on another hot lap shots, who want to improve themselves, while Slayer has improved himself by 7/10 in sector 2, so he might even attack the pole position in the end. Ah, almost! My goodness! 4/10 4,000 behind Angry Orange. 4,000 and Landabot 5,000 behind Angry Orange. How close can things be? My goodness. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the Central Flyway 16.0. That was a really good first sector. So he and Nick Agnola need a hot lap or they are out, and they would push Bellox and maybe Infamous over the edge. Let's have a short look where Nick is. Nick is behind him, so let's focus on Central Flyway first. J-Sarge, new best lap. Infamous in second, and Flyway, ninth. Ooh, that will be close. Central Flyway in ninth. But is there anyone on a hot lap still? Maybe Aces versus Kings. Maybe Ryan Van Doom. They are very close. And Nick Agnola. Nick Agnola in the pole. Nick Agnola in the pole. That means Central Flyway is on the hot seat. Central Flyway is the one who might get eliminated. He is already finished. Yes, he is out. That means Aces versus Kings improving himself by half a second. That would not be enough yet to push Central Flyway out of Key 3. It's not enough yet. Aces versus King needs to find a little bit more time. Where will the time stop for him? In P8, Flyway is out, and Ryan Van Doom into P11. P11 just 300ths of a tenth behind CDM. And that means Van Doom is out, Flyway is out, Firecop, Bellox and the Serious Mushroom are eliminated. Very close in the end at P9 and P10, Chappie and CDM. CDM stayed in by 300ths and Chappie by 600ths, so all of that within 1/10, just half a tenth maybe. So, and here's the final result. We have seen that Nick Agnola and Landobot both received a +5 crit penalty, and eliminated are in 11th Ryan Van Doom, Central Flyway, Firecop, Bellox and the Serious Mushroom. So here we are again in the pit lane of Austria, Spielberg. That is actually more or less my home Grand Prix, the closest track to where I live, but I haven't been there yet. I have been to Hungary twice, but not to Spielberg yet. Maybe / hopefully I will change that to some time in the future. And the first guys out on their outlaps, it's one ready and one orange. By the way, we have seen all green guys being eliminated. First red one, here is the scientist. Behind him, or now next to him, is Slayer. We do not see any greenies left. Green, Spooner, Firecop, Ryan Van Doom and Proliver, all of them are already eliminated. We see 1, 2, 3 Reds left. 3 Reds. CDM, Nick Agnola, Scientist, and J Sarge, even 4. Interesting. All 4 Reds. Very interesting. 40% of our top 10 are from Team Red. Interesting, interesting. Team Black, actually only 1 left. A black one that has an orange in his name, the Angry Orange. And blue and orange. Orange is Slayer, Chappie, Landabot, and blue Aces versus Kings and Infamous. So there will not be any discussion about the tires that are used. Everyone will have 1 or 2 hot lap shots on softs. The question is just if the drivers have 1 or even 2 fresh red sets available. Usually, most commonly, you have 1 used set and 1 fresh set. If you are good, if you are a clean driver, you might be able to have made it through key 1 and key 2 with 1 set less of reds. So maybe you can have 2 hot lap shots here in this key 3 on each fresh set. So Scientist has set the first hot lap 104. 104.0. Behind him, who was behind him? Slayer. Slayer invalidated his lap time and is still on a red lap. So that means that he exited track limits somewhere in the last 2 turns, and therefore the old and next lap time is deleted. So yeah, he has just wasted his set of tire. He had just had a little kind of a long installation lap, just a little showcase around the fans, and will return to the pits here. Angry Orange actually just likewise with a gap of 9.2 seconds. This is very just a fast installation lap. Scientist and Slayer, who is first into the pits. Slayer is already the first overtake maneuver here in the pit lane entry. So we see some new lap times coming in, and it's again so close. How can it be? How can that be so close again? CDM and Scientist, 4,000 separate them. And now Angry Orange in the lead. Angry Orange, the pole setter at the moment, with a 103.7. Let's have a look. Chappie is ruled to be on a hot lap. No, he is not. Invalidation of his lap time. Behind him is not Slayer, behind him is Landabot. And Chappie is maybe impeding his teammates. Maybe giving him some slipstream. And Chappie does not seem like he would return to the pits. Sliding here a lot. And now he definitely costed his teammate a bit of time. And Landabot will stay in 5th. Could not improve himself. So we see J Sarge here. No, he's on in-lap back to his pits. 6.5 minutes left. Infamous is ruled to be on a hot lap, maybe. Ooh, he lost his front wing. Ooh, totally 0 downforce on the front wing for Infamous. Well, still enough of time left for him. So 5.5 minutes left. The qualifying takes a little bit of a breather here right now. We are here with Nick Agnola, who got his first shot deleted, I think. The game rules his tire set to be already 1 lap old, and we are 15.9 the first sector time. First time I have seen anyone racing under the 16 seconds mark here. Let's stay with him for the moment. He will have to hurry afterwards if he wants to run again. It's already a bit close. 4.5 minutes left. Angry Orange, the pole setter, is on an outlap here again. Nick Agnola, the last one who did not post a time, and it is invalid. Oh, in the last turn. In the last turn he exceeded the track limits, and yes, no time yet for him, and still, I repeat, he needs to hurry back to the pits now. He cannot run again as this lap time is invalid here again. So, who is on a hot lap? Aces versus Kings, maybe? No, he is not. Slayer, not as well. Angry Orange? No. So everyone is waiting for the moment to go out, or in case of Angry Orange to pick up the pace. 3.5 minutes left. Every driver has 1 shot left. 1 bullet left in the pistol. And it seems like Scientist is the first one who started the hot lap and has already ended it. The next one who exceeded some track limits. So the waiting begins until the action rises again. Landobot on an outlap. Angry Orange. Angry Orange on his next hot lap try. His last flyer. And after sector 1 he was 1/10 behind his first time. For the moment, let's maybe stay with him, and then we have a look at Landobot. 67 thousandths behind his first time. We see some Bluey running wide here, and he has invalidated. Angry Orange's lap time is invalid. Has he maybe? No, he lifted. No. Angry Orange is finished. Angry Orange, the pole setter, is done for this qualifying. What does the Scientist do? A little bit of improvement, but maybe he's gonna be impeded by some orange guy ahead. This is the Slayer ahead. Last turn here. Do not exceed it. No, it's still valid, and he has stayed in 5th, improving, but stayed in 5th. Landobot is our new pole setter, 2.5 seconds ahead of Angry Orange. What does the Slayer do here on his hot lap? No improvement yet. J-Sarge. Can J-Sarge be part of the of the pole position run? He's here in the middle sector. Let's see whether time will stop for him. Improving himself by 1.7 This would not be enough for the pole, but maybe for the front row. Where will the time stop for him? No, it is invalid. Chasart is finished in maximally P4. Scientist did not improve himself again. CDM, what is CDM doing? Nothing at the moment. Chappie, nothing, is out. Infamous is invalid. Nick Agnola still running. Nick Agnola in the pole! Right when we jump to him. Nick Agnola in the pole. 103.2. And I think we are rather finished. Landabot already in the pits. Angry Orange finished. Slayer in the pits. J Sarge on an in-lap. Scientist lifted, finished. Vikings finished. CDM in the pits. Infamous in the pits. It is everything said and done. Congratulations to our pole setter by the name of Nick Agnola. So now the CPU has officially finished the session. These are our top 10 for the race. Nick Agnola in front of Landabot, then Angry Orange and Slayer in the second starting row. In third row, J Sarge and Scientist 7 and 8 for Aces vs Kings, and CDM P9, Chappie P10. Infamous, who was unable to post a valid lap time in key 3. So we are here back in the pit lane. First view always goes out to the weather. Weather looks rather fair weather. A white and blue sky, as we Bavarians and Austrian call that weather. And we have 30 seconds left until the race will start. The last few seconds for all of our drivers to get some last little changes being done. Angry Orange is already finished. Bellox now likewise. Reyad Sudin, I hope that he will be able to stay with us now stably. I hope that his internet connection will hold up until the checkered flag. And here is our starting grid on the installation lap. J Sarge started a bit earlier than Slayer and Angry Orange ahead. Yeah, we have seen Nick Agnola, who was the pole setter, but he received a +5 positions grid penalty That's why Angry Orange is the leader here in the installation lab and for the start of the race. The we have seen, who is it? Snickergnola. No, yes, Snickergnola. Running a little bit wide while warming up his tires, destroying the first distance indicator to the next turn. We have a look at the tires that are used, and oh, have a look at that. The top 10 are on softs. They have to, as this is the qualifying rule. But afterwards, it's very mixed. So we see a bunch of softs, Fire Cop and Ballocks, and Would You Rather. Then we see a lot of mediums. Central Flyway, Serious Mushroom, Dean Cunha, Rayad Sutin, and Proliver. And 2 drivers on hards. I definitely did not expect that. Ryan Van Doom and Spooner on hards. Interesting. Interesting, because usually you do not need hards here in Austria, but okay. We will see how this all will work out. On the start, those 2 guys definitely have a big disadvantage on the drivers around them, as they have some better traction on the start. And secondly, very important, those 2 drivers on hards may not, I say may not, crash. If they need an early pit stop for fresh nose, the set of hards is wasted and the strategy is done. Here we are in the starting grid, and the 5 red lights are on. The Austrian Grand Prix is started. Clean start by more or less everyone. And good start from the Angry Orange. Slayer behind, then Chase Sarge in 3. Some back and forth, left and right behind him. Let's have a look at turn 3 from this rear view. We see CDM attacking him, but not getting it done completely. In the background, everything was very smoothly and very tidily. Speaks really for the quality of our Champions League. I think there was no bigger issues, no troubles anywhere. Let's have a look about the positions change. Who's the big winner and loser of the start? Top 5 didn't change at all. Then a bit of back and forth behind them. And first pit stop. First pit stop. Who pitted? No one. No one did. Interesting. I thought I saw someone checking into the pit lane, but nope. No one in the pits. Just someone running wide in the background. I think it was Ballocks. But if there is a loser from the start, then it's Ballocks. So we see the first penalty given to Proliver. We will have a lot of penalties, I think, I am afraid. We've seen a lot of drivers having troubles to... Oh, there was one ghosted. Who was that? Spooner. Spooner has probably spun on the exit of turn 4 and now is in last position. But well, okay. He has already hards mounted, so he will run long anyway. As long as his nose is tidy, everything is more or less okay. He's very close to Would You Rather here. Would You Rather having a red X. That means he's in connection issues. CPU has overtaken his car. I hope he is able to come back soon and check back into his car. And we see an early pit stop from Infamous, who started on P10. Now he is 20th. He will hope for a early safety car phase so that he can catch up to the field. And here's the attack for the lead. Slayer versus Angry Orange. And that brings in Jay Sarge on the outside here. And leave your body some space here in these turns. Yes, clean racing, good racing, well done from everyone. Not pushing anyone on the outside, and Chasage maybe is already under attack from the Scientist. His ready teammate, Scientist, picking up penalty here. Chasage likewise, DRS attack. Angry Orange is a little bit way on the front. Angry Orange will be happy and smiling. At least he was in the last lap when he saw that Slayer and Chasage were battling it out likewise, so no one of them was able to attack him in the lead. Slayer is close. Ooh, late break from Chasage. Wow, that was dangerous for him. We see a red train here. Chasage, Nick Agnola, Scientist, CDM, the big red racing army here. Red in a row. P3 to 6. Yeah, the top 10 are very close to each other. The top 10 is everyone is in the next one's DRS window. So a big DRS train, you could say, behind Angry Orange. Everyone is in the slipstream and DRS window. That means that no one really has an advantage because everyone is DRS equipped, except Angry Orange, of course. And if everyone has DRS, well, no one can use it for an attack. The closest maybe here is Fire Cop to Lando Bot. Outside, nope, no chance to overtake, but it's not over yet. Better acceleration for the Fire Cop. Doesn't dare to attack. Oh, but CDM made a little bit of a mistake, and that brings Aces versus Kings into the discussion. Yellow in sector 3. Chappie, I search him. Oh, he spun. He's running the wrong way here. Wow, wild recovery for Chappie. And he's disqualified. Oh my goodness, just when I said it, Chappie was disqualified. That is very sad. He just wanted to get him into the right way, but he was doing it too wildly, running 50-70 meters in the wrong way, and therefore he's out. And we have a new leader. Slayer got it done, and now Nick Agnola attacks the orange too, and late braking from both of them. Agnola is through. And Chasage isn't far away either, so Angry Orange defended his lead very bravely. The only one who didn't have the AS. Nick Agnola had a little bit of acceleration problem there, but it is okay for him at the moment. Nick Agnola just barely inside the DRS window of Slayer. He needs to stay within the 1 second, otherwise he would be attacked from Angry Orange soon again. And the next position change here, Vikings. Nein, sorry, I said it again. Aces versus Kings against Landobot. I'm sorry for doing it again. And we see what happened there. Ryan Van Doom is out. Ryan Van Doom, there is a wrecked green car, and we have a VSC. I tried to search it again, to depict it again. Let's see if Would You Rather can be early enough there before the track marshals have got rid of the car. There you see it again. And you saw the car vanishing. So well done from the Austrian track marshals, getting rid of the green car in a hurry. And here we are back in our leading DRS train. The top 7 are all within DRS range. And we see the first pit stops. Pit stop, Angry Orange, CDM. We have seen a drive-through penalty from someone. Has not been Angry Orange. Scientist in the pits. Landobot in the pits. Central Flyway in the pits. Oh, needs a new nose. Ah, that costs so much of time. So here we are again with our lead, Slayer and Nick Agnola. After it was a DRS terrain in the first few laps for multiple positions, it looks like the lead is just a duel anymore. A duel between Slayer and Nick Agnola. Let's have a look who received this drive-through penalty. It was, oh, Central Flyway. So he is last, and he will be even, yeah, laster after he served his drive-through penalty. Then the top 6, all of them penalty equipped, and all of them on the same tire. We see Nick Agnola, he's close to Slayer. Will he dare to attack him here? No, not yet. Slayer defending himself very eagerly. Nick Agnola, better traction on the acceleration. Wheel to wheel into turn 5. A little bit of a touch between them, but he pushed through. He pushed ahead of Slayer, but this isn't over yet. This is not over yet. Slayer is still very close. Who gets the better acceleration? Nick Agnola seems like he can defend his lead, at least in this DRS zone. No late break from Slayer. Next DRS zone, right here. He seems a bit too far away to attack him. Ooh, very late break from Slayer. This was a mistake. Slayer committed a mistake. And even though this is the 3rd DRS zone in a row, he is out of the 2nd. Nick Agnola is a little bit lucky here in this moment that Slayer committed this mistake. While we see wheel-to-wheel action between Aces vs Kings and Rayatsuddin, and he's through. Rayatsuddin, who was unable to qualify as he had internet connection issues, but in the race everything seems to work at home in his living room, and he is fast. He's very fast on his mediums, and one of the few drivers who did not pick up a penalty yet. Now, as we have 10 laps of racing into the tires, it seems like the reds are slowly but steadily degrading, and the medium might turn into the faster tire, at least for these few laps here. We see Firecop, no, Aces vs Kings, digging himself out of some grass and being overtaken from Bellocks. Oh, Rayatsuddin already did an X attack against Chase Sarge on the inside. Chase Sarge had to run wide, and Rayatsuddin is in 4th. Wow. Coming from last starting row. Wow. And he's already close to CDM already. He seems like he is able to attack right the next one here again. Nick Agnola in the pits. Nick Agnola here in the pits. Let's stay with him for a moment. He receives hearts. Interesting. So a few guys doing the opposite of what I said. I expected not to see hearts in this race, but we have 5 drivers on hearts now. And Rayazudin is ahead of CDM. Rayazudin now in second position, but it's not over yet. Counter-attack, and CDM, and the counter of the counter. Rayazudin ahead again, and the next turn is in favor of CDM. No, he lifts. He has given up, at least for the moment. And Slayer seems a bit slow. Rayazudin, could this be possible? Rayazudin from last to first within 12 laps. It looks like it's just a matter of turns, a matter of DRS zones. CDM and Chasage in the pits. Chasage Hearts. And Rayazudin attacks Slayer here with DRS orange against orange. And he just cruises by the Slayer. Interesting. And now Slayer, DRS equipped, is... But it seems like Slayer is not able to run faster than Rayazudin. Yep. The mediums are definitely the faster tire right now. We see, for example, Dean Cunha getting closer to Bellocks, likewise from mediums to softs. Let's see how long Rayazudin can make his mediums last, and if it's long enough to stop for hards, to play it safe, he could do that already right now and stay somewhere close to the podium. Or if he wants to run on them a bit longer and try to run on softs then in the end, and then he could really be a contender for a podium, if not even the lead, and eventually the victory. So, where is some racing action going on? Let's have a look at the Angry Orange here, who started in pole position, is now in 8th, but a few guys ahead who didn't pit yet. So nothing to worry about for him at the moment. One of just 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers who are still without a penalty. While I speak it out, Central Flyway got his next +3. Let's have a short look about the penalty situation as we close up to midway mark of the race. A bunch of +3s for almost everyone. Twice +3 for Chasage and Prodeva, and Central Flyway then have a bit more. But it's okay, it's still okay. It's not a Vitantonio Liuzzi kind of penalty amount. And where will Slayer return to the racing track on P11? Dropped a bit further behind than he expected, I would like to assume, and is attacked now by Spooner, but defends it, and he is right in front of the red train here. And Spooner, no chance for another attack for the Spooner. Looks a bit funny, these three guys, three reddies on and over and next to each other. Chasage seems to have a little bit of a troubles here, so maybe he needs to get used to his hards right now. Always a bit of a slide, a bit of a running wide for him. But as he is DRS equipped, he does not lose time. Oh, Belloc speeding in the pit lane, +5 seconds. And now the next big DRS train. Chasage is slow even though he is DRS equipped. Wheel to wheel into turn 1. Oh, a bit of a push there, but it's okay. Slayer is ahead, and already the next Reddy's ahead. Slayer, does he take 2 at once? Slayer against 2 guys at once. Didn't get both. Now he got both. Wow, incredible maneuver for the Slayer. The Orange Slayer slayed the Red Army, overtaking all three of them. We have to admit and yeah, get in the information that he is running on mediums, so he is faster than all those who are running on hards. And we've seen Scientist, he had a bit of a trouble, he got out of the way, let his ready-mates pass, and those reds are battling it out, I would like to say. Chase Charge ahead of CDM, and now Scientist ahead of CDM, so a lot of up and down between them, back and forth, battling against each other. I would like to say that team strategic driving looks different, but okay. We are here because we want to see some racing. We had a little bit of yellow in sector 3 that already vanished. Serious Mushroom has crawled up into P5. Half a second behind the Angry Orange, but he didn't stop yet, so Mushroom will need to stop again. And then battle on the front. Aha, no battle. Cunha into the pits. Let's stay with him for a moment and let's see what he opted for in the end. Actually, he probably will get himself fresh hearts and then finish the race on it. Oh no, interesting. He is on mediums again. Let's have a short look. Dean Cunha, where is he? Where is he? Dean Cunha. He had medium to medium. Dean Cunha needs to stop again. He could finish the race on this distance on a set of mediums, but he's not allowed to. He needs to stop again, otherwise I think he will be even disqualified if you don't obey to the tire rule that you need to drive on at least one different compound. We will have to have an eye on him. We see Proliver in the pits, fresh reds, fresh nose. Ooh, that's long. We still have 17 or 18 laps to go. And Proliver is out. Yes, that's it. He probably just realized right when I spoke it out that he opted for the wrong tire, and this is it for him. Sadly, he is out now. I hope, Proliver, you will stay with your racing mates and enjoy the rest of the session, either here in the lobby or here on the live stream, because there is still half a race left to be raced. Slayer close to Chase Arch. So what was once this big red terrain here in the midfield is actually just a duel now. Chase Arch and Scientist. Then behind Fire Cop and CDM in 9th. Pit stop from Serious Mushroom. There was the pit stop I was speaking about just 2 laps ago. And Mushroom on reds. 17 laps to go. I hope that he can get over the distance on this set. Oh, wheel-to-wheel action. Fire Cop is attacking. Fire Cop is aggressive here against Scientist. Fire Cop on the better, faster yellow tire, and he has pushed it through, splitting the reds. So the greens, who were disqualified from qualifying so early, and the reds, who survived, at least the majority of them survived until key 3. Now things look different because Fire Cop has cut into them. And here is the one pit stop from Rayatsuddin, pitting for softs. Just as I mentioned, he wanted to run as long as possible on his mediums and then pit for softs and run on softs until the end of the race, and he is in P3. Wow, incredible. Rayatsuddin in P3. Have a look at that. Plus 15. My goodness. My goodness. And he is on the fastest tire and less than 5 seconds away from the leader. So, if he doesn't throw it away, Rayatsuddin is the definitely biggest favorite for the lead, for the victory. He's really flying on Angry Orange here. Just within one lap he closed the gap, is in the DRS window now. Angry Orange on the slower medium hard tire, so double the advantage on Rayatsuddin, showing himself in the rearview mirror. And now he will pull it through. DRS is open next to him. Yep. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Easy peasy orange squeezy. And he has pulled through 2 seconds now away from Nick Agnola, and he will get him within the next 2 or 3 laps likewise, I would like to assume. And if there is no big mistake from him, no safety car phase in the end, I am very sure that he is the one to beat. Infamous is out. Infamous has retired in the pit lane. So yellow in sector 3. The yellow we can ignore. He is in the pit lane. There are the blue colored dots there. Very fair racing from Infamous, not causing a safety car for retiring. Rayatsuddin has driven the new fastest lap, and he is already near and very close to Nick Agnola. This will probably take just 1 or 2 DRS zones and he will push for the lead. And yeah, he's already very close here. DRS is opened up, and on the outside, Nick Agnola still defending his position. No chance. Just no chance for Nick Agnola here. Let's have a short look if Nick Agnola can more or less stay close. I doubt it, because Rayatsuddin is on the faster tire, a fresher, faster tire. He's really pulling away. Maybe on the start-finish line Nick Agnola will still have DRS, but afterwards I suppose that Rayatsuddin will just have run him away. He's already... no, still DRS here. And... maybe here again, I think to the detection he was still within. Yes, still within. Nick Agnola is on the edge of the DRS window of Rayatsuddin. He stays in the DRS window, even though the table says he's 1.1 seconds ahead, so this was the last time he was allowed to activate DRS. And let's have a look at some action. Here's our red train again, Chasart behind Firecop. Firecop, who has jumped ahead of all 3 of those reddies. And this blue one is Would You Rather or Central Flyway, so someone who is already lapped. Yeah, we are within the last 11 laps plus the rest of this. So who is still in need of a pit stop? I would like to assume maybe Angry Orange and Scientist, already 16 laps on their each hards. I'm not sure if they can make them last until the end of the race. definite... Oh, Fire Cop made a mistake! Fire Cop had to let Chase Sarge through, and the next red one is Close Scientist, but was not DRS equipped. That's probably the only reason that saved Fire Cop from being dropped another position. Yeah, I wanted to speak about the possible pit stops that are still imminent. Maybe Scientist and who else? Angry Orange. Those hearts are already a few laps old, half a race old. We see Landobot on 16 laps old mediums. He definitely will have to stop again. He cannot make it to the checkered flag on this rubber. And Angry Orange, just when I talked about him, he is in the pits already. CDM is not able to follow those three guys here, so it's a threesome battle for P4, Chase Sarge, Fire Cop, Scientist. Everyone being DRS equipped except Chase Sarge, of course. Fire Cop still on a bit of a tire advantage. Mediums are faster and his mediums are younger than the hards around him. And Scientist into the pits. He needs to pit again. I expected his hearts not to make it through the race. And interesting. He finishes the race on mediums. I expected him to use another set of softs, but maybe he didn't have enough of softs left. No fresh set of softs. And those softs he still had in his pit garage maybe were already used too much, so he thought himself, I take the fresh yellow rubber and everything will be fine. And here we have a look at Spooner, one of the greenies, who did not have a good qualifying, but is on the edge of a top 10 position that would grant him the last point. And he is on a better tire, fresh softs against used hards on like aces versus kings ahead. So this could work out for him. But why aces versus kings does have DRS too. And ahead is Dean Cunha and the lap Would You Rather. The attack in turn 3 did not work for him. Aces versus kings able to defend. And those guys will attack Cunha here. We are live on board for the battle of P9 and 10, but Dean Cunha. We know that Dean Cunha needs to stop again or will be disqualified. And Cunha is into the pits. Cunha in, will probably finish the race on a set of softs then. So let's have a look, where is still some action going on. We still see Fire Cop versus the Red Army. Even though he's only fighting against 2 of them, not 3 anymore, as the Scientist has dropped back after his last pit stop. Well, Chase Sarge is still able to keep himself in front of the fire cop, our green firefighter. And Chasart, I think, yeah, he will finish his race on this set of hards. And as all the pit stop strategy is probably meant to be finished, we can now have a look at the penalties. So let's ignore the tire situation. Let's have a look at the penalties. Search for your favorite driver and have a look how the penalty amount will improve or not the finishing position for each one. While we see Firecop attacking, finally again Chasart, he's still there. Wheel to wheel, is this clean and safe racing between those guys? And Firecop has pulled it through. Once again, it feels like he overtook a red driver for the 15th time in this race. And let's have a look if Chasart is able to stay close. Well, more or less. So he might be able to counter-attack in this DRS zone. If not this, then in the next. Very cautiously accelerating, but he is close. After the next turn, it's just the next DRS zone. So here he doesn't dare yet, but maybe now. Who gets the better acceleration? No chance, no chance. You can see he was able to pull ahead, but he was unable to pull it through. The penalty situation is clear and obvious between those two guys. So Chasart plus 15, Firecop plus 9 means even if the race ended this way, it would still be in this position. Firecop 4th, Chasart 5th. Chasart would be even ranked back behind his teammate CDM as he only has a plus 3. But still, I would like to compare this to the virtual Grand Prix we've seen a few weeks ago. But for the moment, attack against Firecop. And inside Firecop. Ooh, hot, very, very hot action here. This is Champions League fighting, quality racing, you can really say so. Yeah, Chasart would be, where would he be ranked back? Maybe even, no, I expected him to be ranked back until CDM, but CDM lost the position to the Angry Orange. And the only one who is still racing without a penalty is Real Sudin. Wow. Really wow. You can almost be, feel lucky that Real Sudin wasn't able to run in the qualifying, because otherwise he would have lapped everyone by maybe 3 laps until now or something. No safety car, by the way, thus far. And let's have a look what's going on the track. We've seen Spooner losing a position against Mushroom, and he did not only lose a position, he lost an end plate on his right hand side. Spooner is not able to keep up the pace, and now it seems like he is. Bit of back and forth for him. Another penalty for him. The ice is opened up, but he's barely inside the 1 second window. Cunha, new fastest lap. Interesting. He's running on fresh softs and therefore is able to be the fastest driver on the circuit. So let's have a look. Where is still some action going on? Spooner now seems closer again against Serious Mushroom. So really back and forth for him. Sometimes dropping back, sometimes gaining ground on him. The penalty situation between those two drivers is level, both on 9 seconds, and now it seems like he lost him. Now Serious Mushroom is out of the DRS window. And Angry Orange in the battle. We come right to the perfect moment against... Oh no, it wasn't a penalty. he lapped Central Flyway. It looked like a battle, but it wasn't. But Jay Sarge is still battling with Firecop. Firecop, the greenie, is unable... He's unwilled to see the color red after this race for the rest of the weekend. After battling and cutting through so many red colored cars here. And... ah no, haha, it's still Central Flyway again. I was confused by the blue car, by the lap car. While we are now officially in the last race, in the last lap of the race. And let's have a look if there is some last deciding battle going on somewhere. But after the lap is over, we will have a lot of up and downs, back and forth for penalties. Scientist very close to Bellox. One last attack here, then we will head to our leader. He is through, and through is Riyad Sudin. Congratulations for winning the first Grand Prix of the Champions League in second. Nick Agnola will finish in second, but will he stay in second? Slayer here finishes in P3. Firecop then 4th, Slayer in 5th for the moment. No, Angry Orange in 5, CDM in 5. Angry Orange 6, J Sarge 7, Scientist, no, Landebot in 8, J Sarge even in 9, Scientist 10, Aces vs Kings 11, Serious Mushroom 12. What did he do? And Central Flyway, the first one to leave the session. I am sure he will, want to leave this race behind him. Driver of the day, well, there got to be just only one, Riyad Sudin, coming from that far behind. And this is our podium. Riyad Sudin, the, what is it? Is it Tron? Is it... just can't remember the right name of the livery set and the overall he's wearing. Anyway, it looks quite cool, and this is the podium for today. And again, our final results after penalties. This is Riyad Sudin, the only one who did not have a penalty in the end. In second, Nick Agnola. Third, the Slayer. Fourth, Firecop. Fifth, CDM. 6, the Angry Orange. 7, Bellox. 8, Landebot. 9, Chase Sarge. 10, the last point for the Scientist. 11 Aces versus Kings, 12 Serious Mushroom, 13 Spooner, 14 Dean Cunha, 15 Central Flyway. 3 laps behind is Would You Rather, and not finished was Infamous Pro Oliver, Ryan Van Doom, and the disqualified Chappie. So this is it. The first of 12 races of our Champions League is in the books. Thanks for being with us. We will be back next Wednesday at around about 9 p.m, maybe a little bit later, 9 p.m. UK time. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. Stay safe in these times and keep racing.